More than a quarter century after the end of apartheid, South Africa once again becoming a place where an entire group of people is targeted for discrimination and violence on the basis of their skin color.
Our people are getting murdered, tortured. Our old people who can't defend themselves are being burned with cooking oil.
The government says land will be redistributed because the stability of the nation depends on it. But it may be a long and violent journey.
Rick Boswick here. We are at the end of Sussex. It's a beautiful day, Thursday morning, and we are here for Mark Dixon's Vigil for South African farmers, for all the landowners, for everybody who is being persecuted by the expropriation of land without compensation. We were told to move over to the other side in the sun, right in front of Trudeau's cottage, and right now we see obviously the scan van having to regain line of sight so that they could facially recognize all of us. I'll give you a look here.
Welcome to the Vigil for South Africa. I see we have a number of people here today. It's wonderful to see people that care about Canada and care about our brothers and sisters in South Africa who are facing discrimination. It is really, in South Africa today, it's ethnic cleansing. Some would say genocide. It's really ethnic cleansing. And we're here today to protest the South African High Commission and let them know that there are Canadians who care, and we care. And we're seniors, we're of all ages, and we care for our brothers and sisters. It's not just the whites that are being persecuted. Anyone that's not black, when you have the mulattoes or mixed colors, if you have the East Indians, you have the Vietnamese, you have you have other ethnics, the Sikhs, the Hindus, etc. They're being persecuted in South Africa. So it's not a white issue, although it's primarily targeting the white South African farmers. They're being slaughtered, but we're here to say we're against racism. And C3. I'm proud to wear their outfit today. We're against racism, and we want equality. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Yeah.
This is Mark. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah, we were waiting for you. And very nice. Yeah.
Oh, and Stefan.
Hi, Mark.
My good friend Stefan.
Well, made it here. Long drive. Was on the road since 5:30 this morning. Made it to Ottawa to this wonderful, well, not wonderful, but this tragedy that's going on in South Africa where the white farmers are getting murdered and raped and all the awful things. So we're here at the U.S. or not the U.S. Embassy, but the South African Embassy to tell them how we feel. And the Yellow Vests are here, which is great too. A lot of good people. Tourists are seeing us, and it's going to be a good day.
So we're here at the Vigil, 15 Sussex Drive, in front of the embassy, the South African embassy. They're raping and pillaging South African farmers, and Mr. Trudeau, the Liberal government, is not letting them in our country as refugees. How sad is that?
They keep saying we need refugees and that our birth rate is going down, and the only way to sustain Canada is to keep bringing in a mass flood of migrants. But the ones that actually need it, that are being persecuted and slaughtered almost daily, are being refused refuge, and it's a disgusting thing. I guess they're not the type of refugees Trudeau wants in Canada.
Yeah, we're here for the South African rally today in front of the embassy, the High Commission here, and the farmers' issue is real, and we need to address it. So the Canadian government is requested to consider granting them citizenship here, as in the refugee program. It's very important because people are dying there, and if the other people, my own community, can get visas to come here as refugees or other programs, why can the South Africans be here when they need it?
The African National Congress, their president, Ramaphosa, has called and has made constitutional changes in the South Africa for expropriation without compensation. This is wrong, this is evil, and it violates international law. We're here today to protest on these things.
It doesn't matter to me whether it's a genocide or a killing. I don't want to get into that debate. If that helps to stop the killings, the essence is to stop the killings. It's not about the definition how the killings are held, and we wish it's not a genocide because things can be managed that way, and beyond everything it needs to be stopped. And here in Canada the refugee program is always open, so why can the farmers from South Africa be here safe and secure?
Hello, I'm going to shake your hand. Hello. Hi.
I'm Ray.
Hello, thank you for coming out.
No problem.
And who do we have here? Hey, are you with the media? Well, hello, welcome. Thank you for coming out.
What's up, Canada?
Oh, great. I think I've seen your videos on YouTube. This is Natalie Quinn. Natalie Quinn has very graciously made these signs. These are signs that her husband is carrying right there. Project Survivor South Africa. And very graciously, and the other sign for that is on the wall behind. And also, she has given of her time and her resources, and we'd like to thank you for doing that. And Natalie is going to present to Global Affairs the petition of 44,000. So I would like to introduce Natalie Quinn. You have the floor.
Well, here's the petition. This petition was put together and collected by Billy Jordan of Project Survivor South Africa. It's 44,000 signatures collected, and it is addressed to Donald Trump, Justin Trudeau, Donald Tusk, Jean-Claude, President Antonio Tajani, President Miroslav of Slovakia. And it says, as much as we hate to admit it, the stage has been set for total genocide of all white South Africans. So this is going to be presented at the Global Affairs to the attention of Justin Trudeau. And that will be done today.
Generations in South Africa under the apartheid government also seized land on racial grounds. By the way, that is absolutely true. They did do that. And it's one of the reasons that so many decent people in this country and around the world opposed apartheid. Apartheid was awful and wrong. Things have changed, though. Now our elites endorse the idea of a racial spoils system. And that's the scariest part. It's far more ominous than whatever the corrupt and incompetent government of South Africa is doing. Our ruling class now believes in collective punishment. That is the opposite of justice. Nobody is alleging that individual farm owners in South Africa stole their land. Instead, the claim is that people who resemble them did, and that's enough. Our elites see no problem with that standard. That should worry you a lot.